black culture as a whole. And now I'm talking about more of like the modern black culture as it is right now, the present. And hell, even going back 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, black culture. And hypocrisy and supremacy, white supremacy. All those things that I've just said are factors into what I'm getting ready to talk about right now. This video, because come down with a random allergy attack right now. I don't know what it is. My eyes are kind of red. I'm rubbing my eyes. But anyway, I'm going to have to stop a few times, I'm sure, because I'm going to have to sneeze or whatever. But let's get into it. Let's stop messing around. This commercial that I see when I'm trying to watch videos called The Evolution of Barbie. I'm looking at the full thing right now. Not the little ad version, those quick ads that play at the beginning of your video, stuff you actually want to watch. But it's blocked, cock blocked by, the ads. Some ads, it sucks, you can't skip them. But anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. Those ads. Now, this Evolution of Barbie ad is one of those ads. Like I said, you can either skip it after 5 seconds or whatever, or you can't skip it at all. This showed at the beginning of a video I wanted to watch. Now, this wasn't my first time seeing it, but anyway, just something really. The very first few times that I had seen this, it wasn't such a surprise. What I really noticed this last time, just literally a minute ago, I decided to pull up the full thing, and I'm going to just play it, alright? So let's stop talking and let's just get into it. You've probably seen it before, alright. But I'm going to show it, and then I'm going to say what I've seen from it. Here we go.
It's important for Barbies to look different. Like the real people in the world.
Turn up the volume.
This is radical because we're saying that there isn't this narrow standard of what a beautiful body looks like.
When I look at the line now, one is taller than original Barbie, one is more petite, and one is curvier.
Alright. I said I was going to play it, then say what I thought. Here I am. Yes. Now, women, they come in all different shapes and sizes. I totally agree. Sometimes you have women who are thinner, sometimes, or more thin, I should say. And you have women who are more built, maybe naturally or whatever. And of course, those who work out, there are more built women. There are bigger women, bigger. And then there are fat women, and then there are just like obese, and there's like morbidly obese. Just, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with men. Morbidly obese, you have fat, you have kind of chunky or kind of big, you know what I'm saying? Thick boy, you know what I'm saying? And then you have the average guy, average kind of, what is it called? Physique, if you will. Average look. Not too slim, but not big either. Going on like more the heavier side. You know what I'm talking about. And then you have the Slim Jims. And then you have guys who are just so thin. You're like, what the hell happened? What do you eat? You need to eat. You know what I'm saying? I know there are a few guys like that around my school. Like the really, really thin ones. I'm like, whoa, man. You need to eat. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you eating? But, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Just like men, women range. We get that. And that's exactly what they're showcasing. I'm going to pan the camera on this image. It's still paused. The video is still paused. But I'm gonna just put this right here, okay? And I'm gonna see if you can see something. Just what you notice. Let me just pan around like this. Matter of fact. Yeah. All right, she's really tall. That's right. You have tall women, just like I said. Men can be exactly the same. You have taller ones, you have shorter ones, you have, like me. Those are all the Barbies.
so much fun for
Here they are
girls
right
to
now,
pick out dolls that
making the dolls, as you can see.
they connect with.
I like them because this one looks like me and this one looks like my mom. This one looks like my friend Non. Her name is Non.
They're seeing the differences amongst their friends and family being celebrated.
We have to let girls know it doesn't matter what shape you come in, that anything is possible.
I know you get the point. You can probably go and, watch this or whatever yourself, and obviously it's going to have better colorization, I guess. The color's going to be better. Colorization. The color's going to be better. What I see, I understand. Like I said, it's good to indicate that, yes, everyone is different. As far as looks, everyone has the free range ability to look a certain way. Naturally or, by whatever means, by whatever they do to themselves. Like me. I mean, I know I look the way I look right now, but due to certain actions, again, that I take, I can always make myself look more built. I can always build myself up. I can bulk, and then I'll get, bigger. I won't be like an average shape guy. I'll be a bigger guy. Like I said, we already talked about those different, the different ranges of shape. Now, they're talking about, and I even showed you, I panned around the different shapes of the Barbie dolls. Like I said, that's good. That is good, showing that. And I get the whole, it's like with the feminism thing, that yes, we're women, and, we're not all supermodels. We don't all have this size 2 figure. Some of us can be really tall, some of us can be super short, some of us can be bigger, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. Yes, you're right. Naturally, yes, there are some people who look certain ways, yes. And maybe someone's like, yes, John, we get it. I'm glad you get it. You understand this. You understand when you go outside, when you step outside your door or outside of your office, wherever you work or wherever you go to school, you understand that you see people that look different. You understand that, and I know you understand this. Why? Because you're living in the world. It's just obvious. Now let's get to the point. Like I said, you can go ahead and watch this. Okay, like I said, I have to blow my nose again. You know that people look different as far as size. Again, naturally or whatever they do to themselves. That's perfectly fine. Seems like common sense. Again, you know this. I'm aware you know this. What I do not like, that I noticed the very first time I saw a glimpse of this commercial, like I said, it's a commercial. It was an ad in front of what I really wanted to watch. And you know those ads. Sometimes you really don't pay attention to them because you're like, oh, I don't care for this anyway. And then you get away from your computer, laptop, and you go start, organizing, whatever is like in your room, in your office space. You know what I'm saying? You don't pay attention to it. Sometimes you do. And when I happened to actually pay attention to this, just slightly, for a few seconds or whatever, I noticed something right off the bat that I didn't really like. I didn't appreciate. And like I said, now it's been about, I'd say 6-7 minutes since I watched it and actually paid attention to it. Because I was in the middle of watching a Tommy Sotomayor video, and this video happened to pop up. I don't like how, yes, we're all different. Barbies, in other words, women, because that's really what a Barbie is. It is literally a doll, and a doll is, let's be real here, dolls are automatically generated towards females. It's the model, literally, for females. The idol for females. That's why dolls are so associated with females, female children. It makes sense. Barbies coordinate to women. And I know that's another representation that they're trying to have here. That not all Barbies, quote, in other words, women have to look the same. Again, protesting is really doing that whole feminism crap, that whole feminism thing. Well, we're different, and it's good to be different. We don't have to look the same, and we're beautiful, we're unique, we're strong, independent women, and we're proud of ourselves, stuff like that. And I get it, good. Have self-confidence. It's good for anyone. Have self-confidence. Confide in yourself. It is good. Good. What I do not like, that yes, again, for diversity, they have a couple black girls in here, only 2. You know what I'm saying? Not enough to where, they know that whoever produced this, actually filmed it or whatever, directed it, whatever you want to call it. They had a couple of black girls in here, little girls, you could see them. Now, they didn't have, because of, I know, because it's global commercial, they wouldn't have so many little black girls to the point where white people probably wouldn't pay that much attention to it. But yet they don't have so very few to the point where it's called racist. You see what I'm saying? Because if they have too many, then not many people are going to want to watch it. Let's just be real. Probably not. But if they don't have any at all, then they're deemed racist, and the commercial is deemed racist, flagged and called out, and all this other stuff. Let's just be real. So yes, so they keep it a bare minimal number, 2. And you can't try to play like you don't know what I'm talking about. In commercials like car, like Allstate commercials, or what is another one? Progressive. Just everyday commercials on the TV. You cannot admit that in a commercial where there is generally more white people, they will not at least stick one black person, black male, typically in there for diversity. Because otherwise, see what I'm saying? Then it's a little bit too obvious that, hey, they're only white people. Where are the black people? Maybe someone will actually stick their thumb out, stick their hand out and say, hey, well, where are the Asian peoples in this commercial? But then again, Asians don't really complain. Hey, well, you're racist because, I didn't see an Asian guy in here. No, it's usually, you see what I'm saying? Like, and you can't pretend like this isn't a real thing in life. I mean, when there are any Asians or Hispanics in a commercial or whatever else, Indians in a commercial, you never hear from that community, from the Indian community, saying, well, that's racist because you didn't include enough diversity. You're not showing a diverse world. No, but you sure as hell get that, what I'm saying, like from the black community when there aren't any black people around. And I have my theories as to why that is. Why black people want to see themselves so exclusively around other white people with no problems. I have my theories why that is. Be so accepted and so exclusively around white people. I have my theories for why that is. But anyway, dolls. And this doesn't even have to be just for the very few. Again, few. The only 2. The couple of black girls who are in there. It doesn't have to be just for them. But if anything, I do not like how those dolls were still mainly white. There was a pan image. In fact, let's go ahead. Let's do this image by image, alright? Let's get it done. Alright, let's do it. Right there. Now, the coloring is bad on here. But all those dolls are white. Every single one of them. Now, there are 2 dolls right here. Right here. Like I said, you can go ahead and view this for yourself because, like I said, the coloring from my phone versus the coloring of the actual screen and the lighting in here is going to distort the image a little bit. Like it's going to, well, the image is going to, distort the color of it a little bit. So they're going to look a bit gray. But yes, these 2 right here are the only ones that have a slight tan. And I mean slight, literally just a slight tan. They look like tan white people. But all these dolls, and you see my point, they're all white. I mean, if we're promoting that everyone looks different, you see what I'm saying? Like, but all of them right here, they still look the same. They still look the same. The same color that is always thrown out into the air. The same color people that is always tossed out. Anyway, all these dolls look the exact damn same. Now let's go to another image. Right here, this is at the beginning of the video, literally 4 seconds in. White doll, slick hair, slick, thin hair, flowy, long hair. Interesting. I'm not against like people with slick hair. In fact, I actually noticed right now that it's brown, like a brunette. But anyway, like I said, the color looks different through the phone. I'm not against that. Hell, I see it all the time. Like I said, I step outside, I see all kinds of different people. I see people who look just like that. They obviously not that size, it's not that little, but you know what I'm saying. I don't have any offense to that. Let's continue. Right here, I see the same thing, slinging around the doll that has the very long, slick, thin hair. Once again, nothing that different. And finally, this image right here. All right, yeah. All right, so let's just pan out here. Okay, so we have all the different sizes. We see that right now. This one is obviously shorter than this one. This one's taller than this one, and this one, and this one. Now, I notice no, they do not all have heels on. No, this one actually has on some sandals, it looks like. This one has on flip-flops or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But, I wouldn't know. But I do know that this one right here is not showing much of a difference. Because I'm going to tell you, black people, our hair is not like that. How they're portraying it to be right there. It is not naturally like that. And if you don't believe me, I mean, you know, if you've ever seen little black girls, their hair is not like that. My hair was not like that. I can assure you, it is nothing like this. Now, yeah, they tried to curl it up, I guess, a little bit. Hell, but even this one has curls, so that's more like waves. This one is bundled up more. You can see. It's definitely coiled up more than this hair. Can you not agree with that? This one is bunched up more, has little pigtails and everything. This hair is more bunched up, coily, if you will. You can see it a little better right here. And this one just has some loose waves at the bottom. I'm pretty sure now you can tell the difference. Anyway, to get to my point, yeah, all right. They try to be generous enough, give credit, I guess enough, to black culture, to naturally how black hair is on, you know, a black female, right? Because they coiled it up really tight. You can see that. You can see it right here. They coiled it up real tight. But see, that's still not it. It's still the loose, thin hair, and just coiling it up real tight, and it's not even, it's still a different texture. So I'm saying it's still that smooth, slick, like waxy, like, I mean, I've held a few Barbies like in my lifetime growing up. You see what I'm saying? Not to say I was always proud of it. You know, sometimes I didn't think anything of it. I don't know. It was another toy sometimes. It was just, you know, what is this? You know what I'm saying? I'd toss it aside or whatever. But if you've ever felt Barbie's hair, you know, it feels kind of waxy. That's the only way I can describe it. It feels a certain type of way. Obviously fake. And I know that clump right there does too. It probably feels the same way. The same way as this one. Same way as this one, even though this one's died. Same way as this one, and same way as this one. And finally, this last image. Oh, right here, we have a black child. Obviously, and this is where it gets to the hair thing. I get it. You know, you're trying to say everyone looks different. But if you really want to do that, if you really want to promote the differences of people, well, then you would let those black dolls have their actual hair. Now, how you reproduce it, I don't know how you're gonna exactly reproduce it. But if you can design dolls that look different shapes and heights and everything, you know, it's all synthetic. You can design whatever you want to. Why the hell can't you produce something that actually looks like a black girl's hair like that, per se? You see, that's what it looks like, not this little white doll that this black child right here is holding. Come on now. Blonde. And it's not even just the color, but I just had to point that out, too. Black girl holding a white doll with blonde hair. And just happily playing with it like it's her own. You see right here.
This one looks like me, and this one looks like my mom.
Stroking the hair and everything.
This one looks like my friend Non. Her name is Non.
They're seeing.
And another image still, just happily playing on, carrying on, and playing, you know, with the doll that doesn't all represent them. And even if they make it the same color, but see, they still produce this ideal that, you know, well, you're black, yeah, but it is still better for your hair to look more like the white dolls. And that's why in every single image, again, with only 2 black little girls that they allowed to be in the video, again, because you have to have that, otherwise there will be retaliation. They still produce the image. Every single black doll you saw, the very few, again, because they didn't show any black dolls at all. Again, just like if they hadn't shown any little black girls, they would be deemed racist. That company will get called out. And since they want to make money, they will make sure that they produce, like I said, they will make sure that they include not that many. Because they still want their stuff to be advertised, you see. But not so few either that they'll get called racist for not having any at all. So yeah, so they had only one black doll. I showed you. Like I said, The other two, the other four actually, the only black doll that you've seen, the other four were again white complexion. Maybe one was somewhat, had some Italian in the background, but I mean, I'm saying it's still the majority white, creamy skin. And again, I don't have anything against that. I still don't like how, even though they had a black doll, right? There's still the black doll with that black doll doesn't even have its own hair, its own natural hair. If this is truly supposed to be representing different people and how different people look, you see what I'm saying? They're still producing this false image. Still have this false image of how a black woman should at least look like. Okay, well, you're black, they imagine like a little girl, like with this little doll. Okay, well, here's a black doll, but, let's still give it that slick hair that, we prefer blacks to have. Because hell, if more little girls like this grows up, look at all that natural pretty hair. It's beautiful, beautiful. Not just because I can see it's curly either. I know that's a thing in the black community also. It's like the curlier it is, like the looser and finer, really, and curlier it is, then you have good hair, right? It's bullshit. I'm not just talking about, I didn't just call it pretty because you can actually see it has curls in it too. No, it's good sticking to your roots. Like I said, confide in yourself, have self-confidence. I love natural hair. I love the big poof. It's sexy as hell on some women. It's beautiful. Again, know yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Wear it proud. You know what I'm saying? Be you. Just, take care of yourself. And I'm not saying if it's some big poof and it's not taken care of. No, trust me. I would like you to look a certain way. If you don't look a certain way, yeah, I can't work with you that much as far as, relationship wise or, whatever, dating. I'm sorry. You have to be well kept. It's almost the same as saying, well, I should be ashamed because I don't want to go out with someone who doesn't brush their teeth. No, I'm sorry. If they're yellow and if your breath stinks, I'm just not going for it. It's the same. If your hair isn't taken care of, if besides hair, if you're just not taken care of in a certain way, I can't go after you. That's something I can't compromise for. But yeah, someone who's good and takes care of themselves, yeah, even if their hair is a big poof, as some people like to put it, yeah, fine. That is perfectly fine. It is not how much. It's not the curl pattern. That's what it is. It's not, like I said. It doesn't. Your hair doesn't have to be like that. That little girl's right there that has like all the wild, curls coming out of it. No, it doesn't have to be like that for your hair to be beautiful. No, just take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself, because that in its own is beautiful. Really, sexy.
The differences amongst their friends.
And here we have another black girl holding the another doll. Hang on right here, another little white doll.
Differences amongst their friends and family being celebrated.
We have to let girls know it doesn't matter what shape you come in.
Just playing with it like it's nothing.
Anything is possible.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher if I have time. I like being a scientist. That makes me feel like I can do anything.
This is what our future.
And here we are right here. Now again, it's in a more kind of bundled up style, and it's kind of like in this slick mohawk thing. So it looks like. But it's still not like that. Naturally, a black woman's hair still is not like that. They can try to poof it up and scrunch it up all they want to, but see, it's different. The texture, like I said, if you ever felt Barbie's hair, the texture of usual texture type hair they use, it feels a bit waxy. It feels really, really synthetic. Like you can, And I know that hair, that doll, that hair. I know that doll has the same waxy hair that I've always, that I've grown up a few times touching. Same hair as this doll, and this doll, and this doll over here, and this doll over there has. Again, just modeling the image that a black woman, again, should still have straight hair. That's what I don't like. Modeling it off to those little black girls right there. And those little black girls will grow up seeing those Barbies right there who look like them, but yet have this kind of hair, and their hair may even be exactly in this style, the doll looks like me and it has this kind of hair, so I must, I should have that kind of hair too, right? And then, of course, for little black girls who grow up in a world with other white people, and they'll probably go to schools that are predominantly white, have more white people around. Of course, they see all their classmates and all their friends, Becky and Alice, and all this, Candace, whatever the name is. They'll have all their little friends, and all their little friends, again, predominantly white, will have a certain hair type, will have that slick, thin, smooth, so to speak, hair. Their dolls have the hair. Hell, their mama, because the mama's imitating, the media and everything too, has the slick perm hair. So what is that child gonna want? You see what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect? But it's just another way that businesses. Again, and who the hell owns it? Who the hell controls the business? If something, even such as this, as a doll company, who the hell controls it? White people. Blacks don't own this. Blacks, maybe a few, Indian companies are, getting their small shares in, maybe Asians, but hell, it is certainly not the blacks. In other words, who's controlling it? It's certainly not us. It's certainly not our community. Again, just another way that our children are being controlled and shifted into certain lanes, how they should be, and what's better, what's preferred of them to be. Just another way that we're not controlled. We're not in any power to even control our children's desires for themselves, our children's own future images of themselves. Who controls the media? It's not us. These certain tiny little parts of it. To see other races, ethnicities, whatever. Whites have power to do things such as this, and I know. It seems like a silly little commercial. It's like, oh, it's just a doll. No, it's not just a doll. It's an image. That's kind of the whole point of Barbie, like I said. Barbie decodes to, it goes to women, naturally. Again, that's why Barbies, dolls, in other words, are so heavily associated with females. It is a tool, an idolization of females, of the female role. Image. So Barbies, in other words, women can look like this. Women can do this. Women should be able to do this and this and this. And have their fancy cars and go shopping and all this stuff. I just had to touch on that though. Really. Again, just showing how we're not in control of our own fucking generation. It's being controlled for us. How we should look. Even future generations, like these two little black girls in here.
Looks like, because this is what the world looked like.
Cool to have people
Playing with a black. Oh, god damn it.
dolls look like everyone I see walking by at the path of Wonderland.
All these black girls just playing with the damn doll. Yep. Keep on swaying the black minds. No, you saw those two girls just kept on playing with it. Nothing wrong. They just kept on playing with it. Nothing's wrong. They don't think anything of it. See, because they're just so innocent. Their minds don't think about things like that. They grow up and they wonder why they feel a certain way that they do about why they think they're ugly. Whatever, because their hair isn't like this. They have to be like all their little friends. Like I said, Becky and Alice and Candace, or, again, predominantly white friends in these predominantly white schools. Still white school systems that white people influence. Because white people have power to do things like that, to influence and sway certain media images and all that other crap. The press, hell. They grow up to wonder, what's wrong with me? I have to look like all these other people around me. And those black girls, again, they're so innocent. They don't even notice it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even notice it that much. To them, it's just toys. It's just as innocent as just having fun. Playing with dolls that don't even look like them. And yet they're supposed to be representing how people really look like. They're supposed to be representing that women are different. Women can be different. Women are beautiful all around. In other words, Barbies are beautiful all around. But they're not even showing the reality of all Barbies, women in real life.